Good evening, Bucktown, and I'm standing here on the 50-yard line where 2014 homecoming is now over, and the Bucks have yet again won a football game. 2-0 in the conference, 28-21 victory over South Brunswick. Huge game again on the ground, as I said earlier today. Laney hangs their hat on running the football. Amik Watkins, again, over 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. He finds the end zone. But I didn't want to talk to Amik tonight. I wanted to talk to the guys that paved the way for him. And who do I have but the Hog Mollies, the offensive line of Laney football. I'm going to start down here with 6'4", 260-pound offensive tackle, senior Noah Thompson. Noah, I'm going to bring you in here in the conversation. I'll talk to the rest of the guys in just a second. But let's start here. Let's start first. Big win tonight. Once again, the Bucks run the football very well. You guys paved the way. Amik Watkins, again, over 200 yards rushing. Talk to me about what goes into that and how you guys are able to open up so many holes for Amik.
Well, it all starts with practice, obviously. We do inside run period, probably 30 minutes a day, and then we go straight to team and we run the ball. We don't really pass much, like you keep saying. And it starts with the offensive line.
Right.
Even the defense starts with the offensive line. If we can get them off the field, they get a nice little break. We're in the trenches. That's
right.
that's where the holes are made. And that starts with, first off, Amik is honest in practice. We messing up stuff, he lets me know, and I get their head straight. Nice. So we make sure we all communicate and keeping everything in order.
Now, as a leader, you've been around this team and this program for 4 years now. Tonight didn't start off so well. Well, it started off with a bang, but then kind of midway through the second quarter, through the third, a lot of penalties, a lot of mental mistakes. How can we fix that going into a big game next week headed to Thompson?
Well, the first 2 drives were great.
Right.
Coach Hart made that clear at halftime, but we had that one drive that was just mortifying. It was embarrassing.
Right.
I believe it was 5 penalties in a row, like second and 30. And that just can't happen. You're talking about those big conference games starting next week.
Right.
Some of that had to do with miscommunication. Some of that had to do with some of us looking up in the fans. It was homecoming. It was exciting. And we just got to get our minds right on Monday.
Now I'm going to bring the rest of the boys into the conversation, the rest of the Hog Mollies here. And guys, kind of the same thing I asked Noah. What goes into the way you guys are able to open up holes? I mean, listen, you guys, Amik averages 191 rushing yards a game. As a team, we rush for about 252 a game. What goes into opening big holes like that? Troy, let me get something from you.
Well, you just got to stay intense. Just keep grinding. You know?
Right.
Just keep blocking. Keep on your blocks the whole time. Just don't give up. Don't get tired. Just keep on it.
Right. Now, Mr. Scott, as somebody, as a younger brother of a guy that played here, who I had a fortunate, was a teammate of mine. Again, just kind of the same questions. You guys go through practice all week long. Is that daily grind? But you got to open up those holes. How do you put that to work each and every day, and then able to come out and put up such big numbers on Friday?
I mean, I don't like to do it, but one of the hardest ways to do it is conditioning.
Right.
We beat them down there. We're better than them. We're more healthy than them. We're in shape. And my Sergeant Walsh had no penalties. I myself had a rough game tonight. Sorry, guys. But
that's about it. Now you see, guys, these guys are a collective unit. They move together. They block together. They also apologize for their mistakes, as you see on Mr. Scott here. I'm going to ask you two guys. We got a big game next week against Thompson. We're headed up 17, headed to Thompson, headed to Hampstead. Those boys are going to be ready to play. But you guys will come out and have the same result, so you can move to 3-0 in the conference. What's going to take this week in practice for you guys kind of cut down on some of the mistakes, obviously, but to be able to put up the same big numbers that we did as tonight and all the previous games?
I'll go ahead and start off. Conditioning has been a big factor for us. Just being able to push through practice, grinding, it's all mental. Weight room, we need to be pushing, being physical in the weight room, physical in practice, and physical in game field.
Nice. What you got?
Not only do we really communicate and we really try to work good together. It's just really a brotherhood that keeps us going. We depend on each other. We sacrifice for each other. We're here every day, every time, all together.
All right, and one question for you all. How do you guys feel about your offensive line coach, Coach Russ?
He's great. It's a love-hate. He definitely pushes us, and it's great because I want to go to the next level. I know some of these boys want to go to the next level, and he's honest about his little stuff that we do at practice or little stuff we do at the game. You know, every time it's not that big, but in the big scheme of things, when we want to run those 250 yards a game, all that little stuff matters.
Awesome.
And that also starts with our coach. He tells us all the time, grind on them and break your will.
Nice. Well, you heard it from here, and that's exactly what those guys did tonight. They grinded on them. They've broken their will. They've done it for the past 4 games, and I would have guessed that they'll do it again next week headed to Thompson. Laney moves to 2-0 in conference, sits atop the Mid-Eastern 4A, and again, they travel up 17 to take on the Thompson Pirates next Friday in Hampstead. We'll see you then.